Hi, I'm Zeb. In this video, I'm going to be sharing 20 tips to help you move faster and more efficiently in the mountains. Don't stop. If you want to cover a lot of distance in a day, then taking shorter breaks and being efficient about what you're doing can help add a lot of kilometers to your total. Instead of taking that long lunch break, eat smaller meals but more regularly and try to keep moving as you're doing so. You'd be surprised at how much time that can save you and how much distance you'll cover. Fast packing isn't just trail running, and it's not just hiking. Combining the two can help you to cover a lot of distance. Walk the uphills, power hike or jog the flats, and run the downhills. Changing your pace when the terrain allows can be a great way to cover more distance in a shorter space of time. Using a mix of running and hiking will also help to conserve your energy levels so that you can keep going for longer throughout the day. If you just tried to run everything, you'd probably burn out a lot quicker, and if you were hiking everything, you'd move a lot slower. By combining the two, you can be a lot more efficient on the trail. Keep your snacks and your water close by. If you have to be taking your pack off every time you want a bite to eat or a drink of water, that's going to slow you down a lot and reduce the amount of mileage you can cover. If covering a large amount of distance is your goal, then you want to be efficient about your actions. By having your water and snacks easily accessible throughout the day, it means you're not going to be stopping as much to fuel yourself throughout the day. Choosing a pack that is more suited to running than it is to hiking can help with your efficiency on the trail. Vest style packs can be a great way to carry a small light load. And the advantage is you've got plenty of pockets on the front to store water, food, and other essentials that you'll need throughout the day. You don't have to be taking your pack off all the time, and when you're running and moving quickly, the vest style can help to reduce the amount of bouncing around your bag does. If I'm trying to move quickly in the mountains, I find a vest style pack to be a lot more comfortable than a traditional hiking pack. Lightening your load has a lot of advantages when it comes to moving quicker and more efficiently in the mountains. You're not going to put as much strain on your body. The weight of the pack isn't going to tire you out as much, and you'll probably find you can move a lot quicker and not feel as encumbered. Click up here if you want to check out 50 tips that I've used to lighten my pack. By using hiking or running poles, it means you're not just putting all the strain on your legs. Your arms are doing some of the work as well. They can be really handy on the uphills as you can use them to help pull you up the hill. And on the downhill, they can help to stabilize you and save your knees. It took me a while to get into using hiking poles, but once I started using them and actually felt the benefits of them, I brought them on almost every trip I go on. In the past, especially when I've been trying to do big days, I've suffered from cramps in my legs. That uphill or downhill is just too difficult, with my muscles cramping and spasming out. This is where electrolytes can be really handy. Sometimes consuming water just isn't enough, as you're losing a lot of salt through your sweat. I've found electrolyte tablets to be a really good way of managing my cramps, and I also like to mix in some electrolyte powder into my water throughout the day. It also changes things up a bit. It means I'm not just drinking straight water all the time. Sometimes having that change in flavor can be a nice welcome boost on the trail. Prioritize size over weight. Now this is within reason, and it might seem a bit counterintuitive, especially since one of my tips was to lighten your load. But for example, I carry a tiny pack on my fast packing missions. And in order to fit all my gear in there, I needed to take up as little space as possible. Now, it would be lighter to just stuff my sleeping bag in the bottom of my pack. But if I add the extra weight of a compression bag, it means that I can get my sleeping bag to a much smaller size and it fits a lot better in my pack, which means I can fit the rest of my essential gear while still maintaining a small pack. So it can definitely be a case-by-case scenario, but sometimes prioritizing the size over the weight can be a game changer. Wear trail runners. A lot of people, when they think of hiking, might think of a big, heavy pair of supportive boots. Accompany that with a big, heavy pack, and you're not going to be moving very quickly. Trail runners have a number of advantages to them. They're a lot lighter, so you're not having to carry as much weight on your feet. They dry a lot quicker than a pair of boots, and I typically find them a lot more comfortable. The one biggest downside to them is the durability of them. They're definitely not going to last as long as a pair of heavy leather boots, but for me, it's definitely a worthwhile trade-off. I'm not expecting my trail runners to last nearly as long as a pair of boots, and I'm sacrificing their durability for what I see as a lot more benefits. So give trail runners a go, especially if you want to move a bit quicker out in the mountains. They might just change your trip. I sometimes joke that snacks are the only reason I go out hiking. While this isn't completely true, snacks do make a big difference out on the trail. Having things that are yummy and easy to eat, especially while you're moving, can make a big difference when you're trying to cover a lot of distance. When you're halfway through a big day, you might not feel like a super heavy lunch, but just having some of those smaller snacks more frequently throughout the day means you're going to be able to keep up your energy levels and keep going. Exercise. Now I know we love to think that we'd be able to just hit the trail and do any sort of distance without any training. But unfortunately, that's a great way to get injured, tired, or worse. Doing big distances can be tiring. And if you've planned a trip outside of your fitness level, you might find you're not hitting your target distance each day or making poor decisions due to fatigue. Cameling up at a water supply can be a great way to ensure you don't have to carry as much water. Drink a lot when there's plenty available so that you can be well hydrated for the next stage of your trip. As well as cameling up, having a strategy surrounding where you're going to be getting water from throughout the duration of your trip can be a great way to help you move quicker and more efficiently. Knowing how far you've got to go between water sources can give you a good idea of how much you need to carry. This can help you not to carry too much water, which will weigh you down and slow you down, but it also means you won't carry too little, so you won't find yourself dehydrated and moving slower. This is something I'm pretty bad at, but recovery can play a big part in how your body performs. Doing some light stretching before and after your day can help your muscles recover and prevent injuries. A few minutes of stretching can help save a lot of pain and discomfort. Another tip to help aid in your recovery is to consume some sort of protein within the first hour of finishing your mileage for the day. This will aid in muscle repair and growth and means you're getting the most out of your exercise. When I'm out fast packing, I'm focusing on the freedom over the comfort. By sacrificing a bit of comfort and pushing myself, I'm able to cover a lot more distance, see a lot more things, and fit in an awesome adventure in a shorter space of time. Try to focus on the overall experience instead of the struggle and how hard it is. It's going to make your time out in the mountains a lot more memorable and enjoyable. Nothing worth having comes easy. I believe that can relate to our experiences and adventures as well. Be bold, start cold. Leaving camp at the start of the day when you're not warmed up can sometimes be the hardest part. And it can be tempting to leave on that extra warm layer while you start your hike. Now, a lot of us do this. I've done it as well. But what you might find is within the first 15 minutes of your trip, you're already stopping to take off that extra layer. Now, if you leave camp wearing only the clothes you intend to hike in for the day, you might be a little bit chilly to start with, but you'll soon warm up and not have to stop to remove that extra layer. Not only is this more of an efficient way of hiking, but it'll also save you time and hassle with having to take off your pack, take off that layer, stuff it in your pack. You get the idea. Be bold, start cold. Now, I've already talked about snacks and food that is easy to eat and consume more regularly. Another tip you can try is to eat while you walk. This can be a great way to cut down on your break time and means you're still getting your mileage in while fueling your body. Try snacking on a muesli bar when you're on flat terrain and it's easy and you don't have to concentrate on where you're putting your feet. By cold soaking your food, it means that when you get to camp, you've already got your meal ready to eat. You don't have to spend time setting up your cook system, boiling water, and waiting for your food to be ready. If you cold soak your food while you're hiking throughout the day, you can get to camp knowing your meal's all ready, you can shovel it in and go to bed. This might not be for everyone, as cold, slimy instant noodles might not be as appealing to a nice, warm, hot meal. But if your focus is on efficiency, weight, and saving time, then it could be an option for you to try. Start early, finish late. Leaving camp early in the morning and getting to your next camp later in the day will maximize the amount of time you have to hike. The more time you've got, the more distance you can cover. If you get up at the crack of dawn before the sun has risen, you'll be able to make the most of the daylight hours. If you struggle to wake up early, set multiple alarms and put your alarm far enough away so that you have to get up to turn it off. So those are all the tips I've got for fast packing and moving quickly and efficiently in the mountains. If you want to see one of my hardest fast packing adventures I've done so far and where I had to use a lot of these tips I've mentioned, then check out this video here. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.